The South American nation, Guyana, is on the verge of something truly groundbreaking. Once known for rainforests and quiet shores, it's now emerging as a serious player in the global energy scene. With its first full-scale gas pipeline and LNG terminal in motion, it could disrupt the Caribbean's energy landscape and maybe even reshape it entirely. Today, we're exploring why now is the turning point. To understand how we got here, we need to go back to 2015, when everything changed for this small South American nation. That's when ExxonMobil struck black gold in Guyana's Stabroek Block, a discovery that would transform not just an economy but an entire region's energy future. The numbers tell an incredible story. In less than a decade, Guyana sprinted from oil discovery to joining the ranks of top global producers, bringing in over $10 billion in profits and pumping out around 650,000 barrels per day by 2024. For a country with fewer than 800,000 people, these aren't just impressive statistics, they represent a complete reimagining of what's possible. But here's where the story gets really interesting, because that oil came with an unexpected gift and a massive problem. Every day, Guyana's oil operations were producing nearly 500 million cubic feet of associated gas. And what were they doing with this valuable resource? They were burning it off, flaring it into the atmosphere. A huge waste of both energy and opportunity. Guyana's leaders realized they needed a smarter plan. Why watch potential energy and revenue literally go up in smoke when you could convert that wasted gas into real power for your people and profits for your nation? The solution would require vision, investment, and the kind of strategic thinking that transforms countries from resource exporters into energy powerhouses. This leads us to something big, moving gas from wasted byproduct to strategic asset. The answer came in February 2025 with the official launch of the Wales Gas Vision, a $1 billion project that represents far more than just infrastructure investment. This is Guyana's declaration that it's ready to play in the big leagues of global energy. The project centers on a pipeline to Wales, where Exxon has already begun sending gas, 125 million cubic feet per day, to power local plants and dramatically reduce the flaring that was wasting so much potential. But what makes this truly revolutionary isn't just the domestic application. It's what comes next. In mid-2024, Guyana made a decision that sent ripples throughout the Caribbean energy sector. They selected Fulcrum LNG to develop a major export terminal. This wasn't just about using gas domestically anymore. This was Guyana officially announcing its transformation from energy importer to energy exporter, positioning itself to compete with established players who had dominated the region for decades. But here's where things get interesting, because it's not just about domestic use. Enter Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean's longtime LNG champion. Since the late 1990s, Trinidad has been the undisputed king of liquefied natural gas in the region, building an empire on its Atlantic LNG exports and establishing itself as the energy hub that other Caribbean nations depended on. But time has a way of changing everything, and Trinidad's gas fields are aging. The infrastructure that once seemed unstoppable is showing its years, and production has been inconsistent. Yet in May 2025, Trinidad reminded everyone they're not going quietly. Atlantic LNG exports surged 43%, hitting roughly 0.83 million tons, a powerful statement that they're still very much in the game. Now here's where regional politics get fascinating. As Guyana emerges as a potential competitor, Trinidad's government has quietly begun early talks about something that would have seemed impossible just a few years ago: importing gas from their smaller neighbor. It's a stunning reversal of traditional power dynamics, the established regional leader potentially becoming dependent on the newcomer. But Guyana isn't rushing into anything. Vice President Bharat Jagdeo has been crystal clear about the country's priorities, stating unequivocally that domestic energy needs must come first before any exports are considered. It's a position that speaks to both national sovereignty and strategic thinking. Use your resources to power your own development before you start powering others. So where does that leave us? We're watching a dynamic seesaw in real time, potential competition being transformed into possible collaboration, with regional energy strategy being written live as two Caribbean neighbors navigate the delicate balance between rivalry and partnership. And as local rivalries heat up, global forces are also paying attention. This story isn't just about the Caribbean anymore. The global LNG market is in unprecedented flux, with Europe urgently seeking alternatives to Russian gas and worldwide demand spiking to levels that seemed impossible just a few years ago. That reality puts Guyana in an extraordinary spotlight. A small nation of fewer than 800,000 people, suddenly positioned to influence global energy flows and reshape international supply chains. It's the kind of geopolitical shift that happens maybe once in a generation, and Guyana finds itself at the center of it all. But this opportunity comes with intense scrutiny. While LNG burns cleaner than coal, it's still a fossil fuel, and critics are watching every move, questioning emissions, examining licensing processes, and demanding transparency in governance. Environmental advocates and climate scientists are asking tough questions about whether rapid fossil fuel development can ever truly align with global climate commitments. Guyana's approach is becoming a litmus test for developing countries worldwide. Can rapid resource growth come with genuine accountability and sustainability? The world is watching to see if a small nation can do what larger, more established energy powers have often struggled with, balancing economic opportunity with environmental responsibility. But zoom out from global politics and international markets, and you find the real heart of this story. Back home in Guyana, where emotions run high and dreams feel within reach for the first time in generations. Walk through Georgetown or travel to rural communities, and you'll find people talking about possibilities that seemed impossible just a decade ago. Jobs that could lift families out of poverty, schools that could finally get reliable power, roads that could connect isolated communities to opportunity, a future powered by their own gas, controlled by their own government, benefiting their own people. The potential for transformation is intoxicating, and many Guyanese are genuinely excited about what's coming. But alongside that excitement lives a healthy skepticism. Memories of early oil-era deals that raised serious transparency alarms and left many wondering whether ordinary citizens would actually benefit from their country's resource wealth. Environmental advocates are asking pointed questions about pipeline routes and local environmental impact. Community leaders want guarantees that development won't come at the expense of the very landscapes and ecosystems that have defined Guyana for centuries. And then there's VP Jagdeo's promise: no exports before domestic needs are met, which signals a leadership acutely aware that public trust is fragile and that the social contract between government and people is being rewritten in real time. This isn't just an economic story. It's a deeply national story about fairness, responsibility, and hope. It's about whether a small country can manage sudden wealth wisely, whether communities can truly benefit from the resources beneath their feet, and whether rapid development can happen without sacrificing the values and environments that make a place worth living in. It all leads us here. This is no flash news drop. It's a turning tide. Guyana's LNG story is heating up, not just pipes taking gas to shore, but people dreaming of a new tomorrow, a region repositioning itself, and a planet watching how the new energy frontier unfolds. The questions ahead are as compelling as they are complex. Will Guyana successfully challenge long-standing Caribbean energy dynamics? Can Trinidad evolve from competitor to partner in this new regional landscape? Will local communities truly benefit from the wealth being extracted from their land and waters? And can a small nation navigate the treacherous waters of global energy politics while staying true to its people and its principles? If you're from Guyana or the Caribbean, or simply curious about how the future of global energy is being written in real time, drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that are reshaping our world. Thanks for watching.